All right, guys, this is the second video for week number 1. We did a problem very similar to this at the end of the first video. I just wanted to get a couple more like this out of the way to give you a couple more examples. Okay, so let's see what we have going on. Find the measure of the inscribed angle. Okay, so I need to figure out what is the measure of angle ABD. Okay, so if I know what X is, I can substitute in and come up with the measure of the inscribed angle, angle ABD. Okay, so we know that the measure of the inscribed angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc. So we could say, one way to do this, the measure of angle ABD is equal to 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc, which would be arc AD. So that is certainly one way to do it. If that's the case, then another way to look at this, so we don't have to deal with a fraction, is we could say that 2 times the measure of the inscribed angle ABD is equal to the measure of the intercepted arc, measure of arc AD. Okay, so you could do either one of those. They're going to give you the same exact solution for X if you do both of them. If I had to guess, I'd say that the majority of you are going to want to work with this one, and that's fine. We'll work it that way. Okay, so we have 2 times the measure of angle ABD, so that'd be 2 times 7x minus 4 is equal to the measure of arc AD, which is 13x minus 1. So easy equation to work with. Okay, distribute the 2. So we have 14x minus 8 equals 13x minus 1. So subtract 13x from both sides, so that'll give me a 1x, or just x, and then add 8 to both sides, so -1 plus the 8 is 7. So if we did this correctly, it looks like x is equal to 7, so we can go back and check and make sure this all works out. Okay, so right here, okay, I'm going to go 7 times 7 minus 4. Okay, so that is 49 minus 4. So it looks like we are getting 45 degrees. Okay, so if x equals 7 works, this should give us 90 degrees, because the measure of the intercepted arc has to be twice the measure of the inscribed angle. So we go ahead and check that guy. 13 times 7 minus 1. And let's see, 13 times 7, well, that would be 70 plus 21, which is 91. So that's 91 minus 1. So obviously we get 90 degrees. Okay, so we're in good shape. Okay, so x equals 7 works out. Okay, and that gives us accurate angle measures where the measure of the inscribed angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, one more. Very similar to what we just did, just sort of different, a little bit different diagram and different numbers in there, but same setup. Okay, so one way we could do it, we could say the measure of the intercepted arc, okay, the measure of the inscribed angle, the inscribed angle is ABD, the measure of angle ABD is equal to 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc, which would be AD. Or, if that's the case, you could say equivalently that 2 times the measure of the inscribed angle is equal to the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, so let's see. If I had to guess, I'd say most of you are going to want to do it this way, and that's fine. Okay, so let's see, we substitute what we know in there. Okay, so 2 times the measure of the inscribed angle, so 2 times 9x minus 7 is equal to the measure of the intercepted arc, which is 15x plus 16. Okay, so distributing the 2, I'm going to get 18x minus 14 equals 15x plus 16. Subtracting 15x from both sides, that'll give me a 3x over here. And then adding 14 to both sides, that will give me 30. and then dividing by 3, so it looks like I'm going to get x equals 10. Okay, so once again, it wants us to find the measure of the intercepted arc, so that means we're looking for this guy right here. Okay, so we have to go in there. Okay, 15 times 10 plus 16. So that would be 150 plus 16. I am seeing 166 degrees. Okay, so certainly you want to take a look here and make sure this works out. So this guy right here, the inscribed angle, should have an angle measure that is half of 166. So we go in there and we substitute. Okay, so we go 9 times 10 minus the 7. Okay, and that'll give me 90 minus 7, which is 83 pesos. Okay, so this guy is 83 pesos. And then you can check. Okay, notice that half of 166 is 83, and 2 times 83 is 166, so we should feel in good shape about our answer using x equal 10. Okay, that's it for today's short video. There'll be at least one more this week. You make sure you stay safe out there, practice your social distancing, and stay away from the zombie virus.